What's up, my reseller friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina. I thrift to resell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I have a really quick video for you in regards to the Mercari update that was made this morning. Now, I'm just going to be honest from the very beginning of this video. This video is not an explanation that goes over all the details of the changes to their terms and services. It is just me giving my opinion. So if you don't already know about all the changes that have been made, I will put a couple of links to some other videos in my description. You can go ahead and watch that and then come back here and watch this video that gives my opinion. Somebody who is a buyer, someone who is a seller, who has been very active on the Mercari platform for the last 6 years. If you're just curious to know my opinions, that's what this video is. So just an overview of what has changed. Mercari no longer is going to be charging the seller the selling fees. It is going to the buyer. The buyer is now going to have to pay it. And in exchange, what the buyer gets is they get a peace of mind knowing that they can return this item for any reason at all. They buy a pair of jeans, it doesn't fit, they can now return it. But in exchange, now they have to pay these fees. There's a couple of other random changes. Like now, when we want to transfer our money to our bank account, we have to pay $2 every time we want to do that. So for me personally, that I'm just gonna do that once a month. So maybe like the first of every month, I will transfer all my money over. That way I only have to pay that fee once a month. So that's how I'm going to be doing that. Other than that, I mean, there's just a few other like random little details. Like I said, you want to go watch those other videos, you could watch it. I just want to talk overview of my opinion on the whole thing. So to start off with, my first initial opinion was this is awful. Like that was just the first thing I thought, like this could not be good. And then I took a moment to step back and I put my business hat on. I do have a degree in business. So I always just like try to look at like the business side of things a lot of the times. And I just have to tell myself, you know, I am not a professional. I'm not, you know, like I'm sure that they pay very, very smart people in the business industry to come in and help them make decisions for their business. So with that said, they've got to have a reason for why they're doing what they're doing. And the way that I see it is for them to make such drastic changes like this makes me believe that Mercari's not doing good. And I believe that because I know that my Mercari sales are not doing good. They have not been doing good the last couple of years. They have dramatically dropped. When I first started selling, I felt like a good 30% of my sales all came from Mercari. And now we're lucky if it's like 5 to 10% of my sales are Mercari. So their sales have it. I don't know if it's just me or, you know, like if you've been selling on Mercari for, you know, since before the pandemic, let me know in the comments, have your sales gone up or down since the pandemic? It just feels like Mercari's just been on a downfall lately. And I think that they are trying to save Mercari. They're trying to save the business and they're trying to come up with ways to save it. So that's just what I think. I don't know. But I do know that Amazon is the beast. It is the king of all reselling platforms. It is where everybody goes. And I feel like they want to find a way to compete with Amazon. Now, to use Amazon Prime to get all the free returns, you do have to pay a monthly, or I don't know what their fee is. It's an annual fee. My husband takes care of all of this, so I don't know. But I think you have to pay like an annual fee. And then you get to use the Amazon Prime program. And then on top of that, you get these free returns. And I think that they're trying to go towards more like what Amazon is and apply those business models to their business model. But this is the problem, is that it's really hard to just switch things like that on people. Like people don't like change. And to just throw this bombshell change at everybody, it's gonna be kind of crazy. I'm hoping that it's gonna work out. But my problem is, or what I'm thinking is that most buyers are not going to be happy with these fees. people in general hate fees. They hate it. I mean, do you know how many concerts I do not go just strictly because I hate paying the fees? And it's like, I want to just know what my fees are. And this is like something that like, I guess the Biden administration has been trying really hard to like get rid of like junk fees. Like we want to know up front, like what we're going to be paying. Like it sucks when you get to the cart and it's like, we already have to throw in sales tax, but now you have to throw in all these other fees. You know how many people are going to be shopping, adding things into their cart and then seeing what their total is and just not buying it. And then they feel like they wasted their time and then maybe they won't return. So I don't think it's smart. I really don't. And that's just my own opinion. I hope that I am wrong. I just don't see buyers coming back. I think they're going to lose so many buyers. Now, as a seller, I mean, that sounds super beautiful to know that I don't have to pay fees. It's like, what? That is amazing. But if I'm not getting sales, then what does it matter that I'm not paying fees, you know? But the way that I first found out about this update was I went onto Facebook this morning when I woke up and it came up in my feed, but it didn't come up from a resellers group. It actually came up from a Loungefly fan page group. So I don't know if you know what Loungefly, this is a Loungefly right here. In case you don't know, it's the brand Loungefly. They do like all kinds of different like types of purses and they do different types of like themes, and they even have some clothing and accessories and stuff. But what they're most known for are like their Disney print mini backpacks like this. But there is like a huge following. It's like a cult following for this brand. People love Loungefly. It's very popular right now. And there's like a little group that I'm a part of because I like Loungefly bags. I buy them. But it came up with them talking about it because I think that Mercari is actually a place that a lot of Loungefly people go to buy their Loungefly bags. And they were talking about it on there and it was so negative. The buyers, keep in mind, this is not coming from sellers. This is coming from buyers. It was totally all negative. Nobody said anything about like, oh, this is great, we can return it if we want to. No one said anything about that. All they were focused on was the fees. And many of them were saying, well, I guess we just got to go back to eBay to buy our stuff. So, I mean, even if they ended up having to pay more on eBay than Poshmark, it's a lot of, on Mercari, because a lot of Mercari sellers now are saying that they are going to be dropping their prices now that they don't have to pay the fees, which, you know, I might have to do that too. Even if these buyers could probably still get stuff on Mercari for cheaper than eBay after they pay the fees, people just don't like to pay fees. They're still going to feel like it's just easier to go on eBay. Mercari's going to lose a lot of buyers. They may gain some more sellers because now, I mean, I just don't see it being a good idea. I don't. I just can't see how it's going to be a good idea. But I do love the fact that if they were going to do this change, it is at the end of the quarter, because going forward into, it's in a couple of days, we're going to be starting quarter two. At the end of quarter two, I'll be able to have like a really good idea for if this was good or bad, right? So I don't want to say for sure either way. It's just what I think. I don't think it's going to be good. I'm just looking at the big picture. I'm trying to step out of my little reseller bubble and just see it as what it is and see the entire situation. And I just can't see how this is going to be good. I personally feel like this is the beginning of the end for Mercari. And for me as a seller, when it comes to the returns, how I feel about that is, honestly, I think people should be able to return something if they don't like it. I really do think that they should be able to, but at the same time, I really worry about there being a lot of scams, because it does feel like Mercari is a very scammy type of a platform. I feel like eBay's a little bit better at like protection and stuff than Mercari is. I could be wrong. It's just how I feel based off of my own experiences buying and selling on both of those platforms. But I just see that, especially since this is going to be a new thing rolling out, I see that there's probably going to be so many scams. People are going to start to do that switcheroo thing on Mercari. And I don't think it's like fully clear on who's paying that return. I don't think they've made that fully clear. As of right now, it's looking like it's Mercari. Maybe by the time I post this video, maybe we'll know more. But as of right now, as I film, I don't think that part has been fully 100% clear as to who's going to have to pay for that return. But I do worry about scams. I absolutely do worry about them, especially in the beginning while Mercari's trying to figure everything out. And then for me, a huge concern that I have that I'm just not really fully understanding is what happens if I have free shipping and that I take care of shipping. So I don't buy I keep wanting to call it Poshmark. I don't buy Mercari's labels, but I print out my own labels on Pirate Ship. And it's not all of my Mercari listings. It's just mostly my older ones because that's what I was originally doing. I've been trying to slowly go back and update all my listings to have shipping on there. But I do still have like a few hundred that have the free shipping on it. And then anything that weighs over a pound, I've always just incorporated the cost of shipping into the cost of the item, because if I select priority mail shipping, which is what they offer for anything over a pound, it costs like $13 and something cents to ship, whereas it's only going to cost me anywhere between like $6 to $10 to ship. So I always just put on there that I pay for shipping, I generate my own labels, and I ship them for anything over a pound. Now I could choose to ship UPS, like smart mail or whatever it's called, and then it's only like $8, which is a good price. But the problem is that for my business model, I don't go and drop off any packages. I have somebody who comes and picks up my mail for me from USPS, and I don't have to worry about that. And I don't want to start incorporating that into my business where I have to start doing drop-offs, especially if my sales on Mercari are not very consistent. And if I don't get a lot of sales on there, it's like, I feel like it's just like not worth it to me. What if I sell a pair of like $10 jeans and now I have to like take like 30 minutes out of my day to drive over and drop off a package and then like drive back home and, you know, do all that stuff. Now I'm paying gas and it's just like extra. So I don't want to incorporate that part into my business. So now do I have to go on there and turn on shipping, but now I'm going to have to charge the buyer $14 to ship USPS. I don't know. And I feel like Mercari is about to update that to ship Ground Advantage, because you can ship Ground Advantage USPS for over a pound. They should have updated that a long time ago, and I don't know why they haven't done that yet. And if they do that, they can drop how much they're gonna charge for shipping. So it's like, I'm feeling like, do I really want to go in there and update all of these to ship like priority mail, and then maybe like in a couple weeks they announce that they've updated and now you can ship ground, and then I got to go in and update them all over again? Like, this is just getting ridiculous in my opinion, and I'm just feeling very like I don't want to deal with it, right? Because most of my sales come from eBay anyways. So this is starting to feel, Mercari is starting to feel a bit inconvenient at this point. Like, I was already kind of at the point where it's like, oh, I'm not sure if I really want to use them or not. Like, I go back and forth often. Looking at my spreadsheets, I've noticed that like how much, based off the money I make, it has been worth it to continue to sell on Mercari. But now just like at this point, I'm just like, well, now I'm going to have to like take some of my time to update all these listings, and that's going to be taken away from like listing new items. And it's just something, I don't know. I'm just talking this through with you guys. I don't know. I have to figure it out. And I do use Vendoo, and I do have the delist relist feature on my Vendoo. So I will absolutely be using that. But even with that, like, it's still a job and it still takes a lot of time. I've got 12,000 listings on Mercari right now. Like that's just ridiculous. They did say in their terms and services that we have to go through and update all of our listings in order to qualify for that, that 0% fee charge. But it looks like that we actually don't. It looks like they did actually go in and update everyone's listings for us. But this is something else that made me so mad too, is that Mercari says, you know, if you agree to these terms and services by using our platform. However, I'm going on there, I'm trying to deactivate a bunch of listings because I need to update them, so I don't want them active right now, and it's totally glitching out on me. So now it's like their website's working like shit today. It's working really bad. I don't know if tons of people are in there like updating it. I watched a YouTube video and someone thinks that like people are already going on there and trying to take advantage of like the free return thing. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's sellers that are in there trying to update all their listings. So I think that's what's causing a lot of the problems this morning. But it's just frustrating. It's like, why couldn't you give us like a couple of days warning that this was going to happen, so that we had enough time to do like these changes and stuff before it happened. It was just like this, like an instant, like this is just what it is. And they gave us no warning or anything. And I find that to be pretty shitty, if you ask me. So I don't know. I guess we will see what's gonna happen. A lot of people are really mad about that charging to transfer money into your account. So basically when you would transfer your funds into your bank account, now they're going to charge you to do that. So they're going to charge you $2 every time you want to transfer it over. And a lot of people are really upset about it. I'm not that upset about it. It is what it is. I'll just do it once a month. I don't make a shit ton of money on Mercari anyway, so I'm fine with just doing it once a month. If I'm not paying any fees on the things that I sell, then that's great. But yeah, I guess we're just going to have to see. I guess only time is really going to tell. Is gonna tell, basically. So I will do an update video at some point, just letting you guys know how it has affected me and if my opinions on it are still the same. I am a really open person to change. I don't like change. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not happy about change. I would prefer that that there were changes. But honestly, it's just part of life. It's part of business. It's part of life. Everything that we can deal with, there's always going to be change, and we always just have to adapt to these new changes. And it just, you know, it sucks when you wake up one morning and it's just like everything's different today than it was yesterday, and now you have to adapt like that. It's just like, it's a little bit of a shock, and it's just like it's added like extra tasks to my day today. So I just feel annoyed by it. I feel frustrated, but at the same time, I also feel hopeful that maybe this could be good. And at the end of the day, really all that I care about is what my spreadsheet is going to say when Q2 ends, and I go on there to check and see how much money I made on Mercari overall after everything. Am I going to have to apply returns onto there now? You know, what's it going to look like? But really, at the end of the day, all that matters is that price. If that price goes up, how much money I'm keeping, how much money is going into my bank account. If that price goes up compared to what it was last year, Q2, then I'm happy. I'm fine. I'm fine with it, because that's really what this is all about, and that's really what we care about, is making money, right? So I'm open to the fact that this could be a good thing. I'm being very hopeful to it, but at the same time, I'm also preparing myself that maybe it's not going to be. And I'm also preparing that this could be the beginning of the end of Mercari. So I would not put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to Mercari. If you're a Mercari seller, I would definitely take this as a red flag that maybe Mercari is not doing as good as most of us thought that maybe they were, and that we should start branching out to selling on other platforms. And if you're only selling on Mercari, I highly recommend that you start selling on eBay as well. I really, really do. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful or useful in any way at all. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget that when you thrift upon a star, all your dreams will come true. I'll see you next time. Bye.